Hi everyone, welcome to the SuperClashBros, a podcast where we take a deep dive into the horror stories of Reddit and discuss the things that truly go bump in the night. My name is Trey, and I will be your guide through the strange and unexplainable this evening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Trey, and today I'm joined once again by my co-host Connor, and he will be narrating today's story.
All right, tonight's story comes from the subreddit BackwoodsCreepy and is posted by user KaleidoscopeOld1219. The story is titled A Strange Night in the Allegheny National Forest. About 3 months ago, I posted my experience backpacking in the Allegheny National Forest and hearing drumming, which I am chalking up to actual people banging on a drum now. This weekend, we returned to the same trail system, Minister Creek. We set up a camp at a different site about 3 miles north of where we stayed last time. The evening was uneventful and we went to bed in individual tents around 9:30. Around 2:30 a.m. we were awoken by a huge boom. It wasn't a gunshot, it sounded more like a black powder cannon going off, echoed throughout the valley. We came out of our tents and discussed what we heard, a little on edge since it was so close to us, but eventually tried going back to sleep. The boom really has nothing to do with what happened later, but it was just a weird night overall. As I'm laying in my tent, unable to sleep, staring at the ceiling, I kept seeing shadows on the tent walls. I would swear I'd see a silhouette of a person walking towards a tent, but as I'd look at it, it would disappear as quickly as I noticed it. I decided I'm just seeing things and closed my eyes, eventually falling asleep. Next thing I know, I'm being woken up by a young-sounding female saying, "Dad, Dad, Dad." I jolt awake, unsure of what I actually heard. So I'm laying there, check my watch, which says 5:13 a.m., wide awake at this time. And about 30 seconds later, right next to my tent, I hear very urgently, "Dad? Dad!" There was something off about the voice, too. It was just creepy. I got major chills, like nothing I've ever experienced. Now, A, my daughter didn't come with us, and B, there were no females in our small group. It's pitch black out, I see no flashlights, no more light from the fire. I'm trying to rationalize what I'm hearing and sit up in my tent, thinking maybe a camper from another site wandered into our site thinking she was at her dad's tent. I unzip my tent, shine my flashlight out, and catch a glimpse of a black bear walking off into the woods. I uncontrollably, at that point, let out a huge, "Oh fuck," waking up the rest of my group. The bear didn't care and just walked off into the distance. So, of course, we were searching around with our flashlights and find nobody else around us. The whole experience was just crazy. What did I hear? Do black bears make noises that sound like a girl calling for her dad? Was it a ghost warning me there was a bear in our campsite? Guardian angel? Or did I have some sort of sleep disorder induced auditory hallucination that just so happened to perfectly coincide with a black bear roaming through our camp? Either way, both of my experiences overnight backpacking in the Allegheny National Forest have been pretty weird.
Damn, dude. That it kind of reminds me of that scene out of Annihilation. I don't know if you've seen that movie,
That's what the
but
comments are saying.
yeah, the like bear that can like talk. Oh god, that scene was chilling. But like that's where my mind first goes.
There didn't really seem to be much of a purpose unless it was alerting the person in the tent to the bear.
Right.
Other than just to fuck with him, you know.
I
So,
wonder how close to the campsite it was though, because I know like he says he just sees it like walking off.
mhm.
So I wonder if maybe it was just another camper who wandered over there, saw the bear, freaked out, and started screaming, "Dad, Dad," you know, and
It's
then ran off.
possible. You'd think though that they would, if a person was there and they truly thought it was like their dad's tent, that they would like make an attempt to open the tent, you know?
Right. That, and I'm surprised none of the other campers woke up.
Yeah. You'd think you'd hear that for sure.
I'd be curious to hear like their side of the story. You know,
Mhm.
whether they heard anything or not.
Yeah, because it says it's a small group, so you would assume their tents would be probably fairly close together. And, you know, just the idea, though, of being in a tent in a forest and not only seeing silhouettes of a person walking by your tent at night, but like hearing what sounds like a little girl or a female voice, you know? Like that's definitely a little creepy, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Would
Um,
you ever go camping out in the woods?
I mean, I've been camping out in the woods before. I I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't particularly enjoy it though. I'm a creature of comfort. I like to sleep in a comfortable bed and shit in my toilet,
Pick,
not in the
pick off
woods.
your balls.
But I don't know. Like I've always wanted to go camping again, but maybe in like an RV. Like I can still go out in the woods and like have a campfire and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I can come back and like live in somewhat, civilized living.
Plus, like a bear is gonna have a lot harder of a time getting into an RV than
Right.
it is in a tent. So if you're in an area with like large predators like that, I'd feel more comfortable in a vehicle.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. What about you? Would you go camping?
Man, I don't know. I'd have to go with like a bunch of other people. I don't think I'd want to go just by myself or even just with my wife. I feel like I'd want to go with like a bunch of other adults, I guess.
Fair enough, fair enough.
But at the same time, I'm kind of in the same camp as you, no pun intended, of where I would probably want to be in more of like a RV or a van
Right.
situation than a tent in the middle of the woods.
I mean, let's face it, like, probably the only way we're gonna be camping out in like a tent and stuff is if the world ends. And that might happen.
Hey, then we don't have a choice anyway, so.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have to suck it up at that point.
Exactly.
But yeah, I guess I'll leave that as a question to the viewers. Would you go camping in the forest, or do you also prefer to, have a more civilized approach to life?
And would you leave the tent if you heard a girl or a woman shouting for her father?
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I'm not leaving the tent. If I hear shit, I'm like, no. Unless it's to like run to the car and get out. Like, all right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us on this one, guys. If you have any stories you'd like to submit, you can do so via our email at scspookycast@gmail.com. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay up to date on all of our content. We have another podcast that we do where Connor and Kale talk about gaming and anime and all sorts of fun stuff. Check that out and share those with your friends and family. We hope you have a safe and spooky night. We'll catch you guys on the next one.